On the first night after marrying the billionaire, the couple slept far apart with their backs facing each other. But the next morning the girl realized she had fallen asleep on her husband's shoulder. She thought she must have moved around in her sleep. So the next night she stayed even farther away from him. What she did not know was that every time she fell asleep, her husband would secretly pull her into his arms. And only then would he fall asleep feeling satisfied. Because their marriage was arranged by their families and happened in a rush, the wife kept avoiding this relationship. But the man fell in love with her at first sight on the day of the blind date. Meanwhile the girl nervously picked at her fingers, because the person who was supposed to come to the blind date was actually her older sister. Since her sister refused to accept the marriage arranged by the family, she was the youngest daughter who had been abandoned in the countryside by her parents since childhood, and raised by her grandparents. So she was brought back home to take her sister's place on the blind date. But the girl did not think she was worthy of such an outstanding man. After the blind date ended, the girl's parents asked the man what he thought of her. The man glanced at the girl and said she was pretty good. For a billionaire like him, that was the highest praise he could give. Just like that, the two got their marriage certificate the very next day. The man casually handed her a diamond ring as large as a pigeon's egg. The girl said something so expensive was too valuable, but the man had already put on his own wedding ring. He asked the girl to move in with him as soon as possible. The girl also felt that since she had become the man's wife, maybe she should try accepting this new identity. She said she would move in as soon as possible. Unexpectedly, the man went on a business trip for an entire month. The girl's life was no different from before the marriage, except that she had moved into her husband's huge villa. At the company she was just an intern and was constantly bullied by her supervisor. But the girl never complained, because her parents had never cared about her. She was used to relying on herself for everything, until one day she discovered that her husband had appeared at her company. This wealthy man who never accepted interviews actually agreed to an interview with their small magazine company. The supervisor who always bullied the girl was now acting extremely respectful toward the man, but the man kept looking at the girl standing in the corner, because his wife had told him she did not want to reveal their relationship. When the man noticed that his wife was not feeling well, he deliberately bought coffee for everyone, then secretly added medicine to the cup meant for his wife. For the first time the girl felt what it was like to be cared for. When the supervisor noticed the wedding ring on the man's hand, he asked whether the man was married. The man openly admitted that he was married. Everyone was shocked by the news, because this man had never shown any interest in women. At that moment the man saw a male coworker showing concern for his wife, so he deliberately said something that frightened the girl. He said that his wife was also present today,